जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। संकीर्तन की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्वसे नमः। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, chapter entitled Narada's Teachings to Vasudev, Text 35. Evam yuganurupabhyam Bhagavan yugavarthivihi Manujair ijjate rajan Shreyasam Ishvaro Hari. Evam yuganurupabhyam Bhagavan yugavarthivihi Manujair ijjate rajan Shreyasam Ishvaro Hari. Evam yuganurupabhyam Bhagavan yugavarthivihi Manujair ijjate rajan Shreyasam Ishvaro Hari. Evam yuganurupabhyam Bhagavan yugavarthivihi Manujairijjate rajan Shreyasam Ishvaro Hari. Evam yuganurupabhyam Bhagavan yugavarthivihi Manujairijjate rajan Shreyasam Ishvaro Hari. Word for word meaning. Evam, thus, Yoga Anurupabhyam, by particular names and forms suitable for each age, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yugavarthibihi, by those living in each of the different ages, Manujaihi, human beings, Ijjate is worshipped, Rajan, O king, Shreyasam, of all spiritual benefit, Ishvaraha, the controller, Harihi, Lord Hari. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Thus, O King, the Supreme Lord Hari is the giver of all desirable benefits of life. Intelligent human beings worship these particular forms and names that the Lord manifests in different ages. The word Yuganurupabhyam is significant here. Anurupa means suitable or appropriate. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, anxiously desires that all conditioned souls, all conditioned living entities come back home, back to Godhead, for an eternal life of bliss and knowledge. Thus the Lord reveals Himself in each of the four ages, Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali, in a form appropriate for worship by the human beings of that age. In his Laghu Bhagavatamrit, Srila Rupa Goswami states, Kathyate varnanamabhyam shukla satyuge hari rakta shama kramat krishna stretayam dwapare kalau. The Supreme Lord Hari is described in terms of his color and names as Shukla in Satyuga, as red, dark blue and black respectively in Treta, Dwapar and Kali. Thus, although in each age various names suitable for glorifying the Lord are given, such as Hamsa and Suparna in Satyuga, Vishnu and Yajna in Treta Yuga, Vasudeva and Sankarshan in Dwapar Yuga, similar names are not given for Kali Yuga, although such names exist, in order to avoid disclosing cheaply the truth of the incarnation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Kali Yuga, human society is infested with hypocrisy and superficiality. There is a strong tendency toward imitation and fraud in this age. Therefore, the incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealed in the Vedic literature in a confidential, discreet way, so that it will be known to the authorized persons who can then propagate the mission of the Lord on the earth. We actually see in this modern age that many foolish and ordinary persons claim to be God or incarnations, avatars, etc. There are many cheap philosophies and academics that promise for a moderate fee to make one God in a short time. In America, one famous religious group promises its followers that they will all become the Supreme Lord in heaven. Such bogus preaching goes on in the name of Christianity. Thus, were Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name widely spoken of in Vedic literature, there would soon be a veritable plague of imitation Chaitanya Mahaprabhus infesting the world. Therefore, to prevent this pandemonium, discretion is exercised in the Vedic literatures in Kali Yuga, and in a sober concealed way, the actual followers of Vedic culture are informed through the Vedic mantras of the descent of Mahaprabhu. This discreet system, selected by the Lord himself for his appearance in Kali Yuga, is proving to be greatly successful on the earth planet. And throughout the world, millions of people are chanting the holy names of Krishna without the unbearable harassment of hundreds and thousands of imitation Chaitanya Mahaprabhus. Those who seriously desire to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead can easily understand the Lord's mission. Whereas cynical materialistic rascals, puffed up by false prestige and madly considering their insignificant intelligence to be greater than intelligence of Lord Krishna, cannot understand the beautiful arrangements made by the Lord for his graceful descent into this material world. Thus, although Krishna is Shreyasam Ishvaraha, or the Lord of all benedictions, such foolish persons turn away from the Lord's mission and in this way deprive themselves of their true benefit in life. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from this text wherein this chapter describes the Yuga avatars of the Supreme Lord, and currently we are at a position wherein the description of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was given for the last 3 verses. Very beautiful verses. Deyam sada paribhavagnam avishtadoham. And the last verse, Tyaktva Sadhusya, how Mahaprabhu left everything just to chase behind the conditioned souls. And yesterday, His Grace Sri Vallabhprabhu was giving a very nice explanation. How conditioned souls run behind Lakshmi, Lakshmi is running behind Narayan, Narayan runs behind his devotees, devotees run behind the conditioned souls, and then conditioned souls running behind Lakshmi. Very nice. So, on this particular verse, it is described that the Supreme Lord Hari is the giver of all desirable benefits of life. Intelligent human beings worship the particular forms and names that the Lord manifests in different ages. And therefore, just a few verses back, there is a verse which says, Yajantihi Sumedasa. Intelligent people worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord. But in order to understand Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord also takes a lot of effort. Or not effort merely, but also grace. Because although I was born in India, and many of those who are born in India, first of all, they don't know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even if they know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they may consider him as an ordinary person who appeared in Bengal, just as one of the famous personalities, or one of the historical figures of that time. But to understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and then worship him, that is a rare benediction in Kali Yuga. And by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, we have got this mercy. And we are able to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The main worship of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is done through Harinam Sankirtan, through chanting his holy names. Like it is said, if you want to please Gaur Nitai, just come in front of them and start dancing. If you just dance in front of them, they will be supremely pleased. There is no requirement to do anything else. And especially Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to destroy the ill effects of Kali Yuga from our life. Therefore that Vaishnav song is there. Kali kukura kadana jadi chao hai, Kali yuga pavana, Kali bhaya nashana, Sri Sachinandana gao hai. Kali bhaya nashana, whatever fear is there of Kali Yuga, that fear can be removed if one worships Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami goes to such an extent that he says that if you just remember Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most difficult thing will become the most easy. And the easiest things will become difficult if you forget Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kathanchit smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet tasmad viparitam syat Sri Chaitanyam namamitam. So just by remembrance of Mahaprabhu, difficult things become easy. When Prabhupada came here to America, he writes in his Jalduta diary that the only thing which was giving solace to him was Chaitanya Charitamrita. Right? He was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita and he was diving into the nectar. It's not written in Jaldut that which section of Chaitanya Charitamrita Prabhupada was reading. Regarding Bhagavatam, it is mentioned. Prabhupada was reading the pastime of Kaliya from the 10th canto, and the Nagapatni's prayers, and then Kaliya's prayers. Because Prabhupada was in a ship, was in a boat, and then Kaliya pastime also happened in the river. So Prabhupada, I guess, is correlating that. But then I was just thinking this one time, that which pastime of Chaitanya Charitamrita Prabhupada would be contemplating. Then I thought that the entire of Chaitanya Charitamrita is like sugar candy. So whichever pastime Prabhupada might have been reading, because everything right from the beginning to the end, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that Krishna Lila Amrit Pura, Chaitanya Lila Shukar Pura, like that he says that if Krishna Lila is like a huge reservoir of water, and there are a lot of tributaries, lot of outlets which are coming from that reservoir of water, and this Chaitanya Lila is one of them. And this Chaitanya Lila, it is so wonderful that when it goes and when it meets, it meets the bigger reservoir of water. It totally charms your heart. It totally fulfills all the aspirations of your heart. So this is the beauty of worshipping Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if we want to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, definitely there are no conditions for that, but there is one condition. Although he is most merciful, tatrarbita niyamita smarana na kalaha, but it is said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is patita pavan. He is very merciful to the fallen. If you approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and say to Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, I have no good qualities in myself. I am the most fallen. I don't have a tinge of love. Mahaprabhu himself says that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, na prema gandhosti darapi me harau krandami saubhagya bharam prakashitum. He says, I don't have even a tinge of love for the Supreme Lord. Because if I would have that, I could not sustain my life. The fact that I am living means I don't have any love for Krishna. That was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's love for Krishna. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as Patita Pavan. And that's what all the devotees, when they approach Mahaprabhu, they tell him like that. When Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, they approached Mahaprabhu, they told him that you have delivered Jagai Madhai, there is no big deal in that. Because even Namabhas, even a faint glimmer of your holy name, it can destroy all sins. So what is great in that? That you delivered Jagai Madhai. But if you want to really be called as Patita Pavan, then you deliver us. You deliver us. Because we were serving the Nawab Hussain Shah, we were serving the Muslim king, Nawab Hussain Shah. So we have Nicha Jati, Nicha Sangi. we have associated with very low class of people. If you deliver us, then your name Patita Pavan will be successful. One another devotee, I guess it was Shivananda Sen, if I am not wrong, when he approaches Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Nimajjato Ananta Bhavaranavantas Toyasi me kulam ivasi labdha Toyapi labdam Bhagavan idanim Anuttamam patramimam dayaya. He says that I was drowning in this ocean of material existence, and fortunately I found a shore in the form of you, my dear Lord Chaitanya. I found a shore. Just imagine, you are in the vast ocean and unexpectedly you reach to a shore. He's saying my condition is like that. But he says to Mahaprabhu that there is something to be happy for you also, my dear Lord. And what is that? Toyapi labdam Bhagavan idanim anuttamam patram idam dayaya. You have found the most suitable candidate to show mercy, because I am the most fallen. And because you are the most merciful, therefore you have got the best candidate. So we find all devotees, when they are approaching Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they approach with utter humility. And Mahaprabhu is extremely pleased with that. On the contrary, we find Vallabha Bhatta, when he said that I have written a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, surpassing the commentary of Sridhar Swami. And then Mahaprabhu said to him that whoever does not believe in Sridhar Swami or follow Sridhar Swami, he is like a prostitute. Mahaprabhu wasn't happy with him. Only when Vallabha Bhatta humbled himself, then Mahaprabhu gave him his causeless mercy. So the good news is that there is no problem in having unlimited anarthas in the heart. If we have unlimited lust, unlimited anger, unlimited greed, unlimited pride, unlimited envy, and unlimited illusion, there is no problem. Because Mahaprabhu is most magnanimous. And he is ready to take away everything of that. But there is a twist here. Mahaprabhu says that I am Patita Pavana, but I cannot be Kapati Pavana. Kapati means one is a hypocrite, and therefore, it is mentioned here, in Kali Yuga, human society is infested with hypocrisy and superficiality. So Mahaprabhu says, if you make a show of being a devotee while not being a devotee, then my mercy is not for you. If you are open to say that I am a fallen person, I am all there for you. But if you say that if you are a very great soul, if you show something else and you do something else, then there is a problem, he says. So therefore, Gaur Krishna Babaji Maharaj would say this, Gaurara ami, mukhe bolile nahi chale. He said that just chanting Gaura and Gaura by your mouth will not do anything. Gaurara achara, Gaurara vichara. You should have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's achar in your life and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's vichar, his teachings, you should take in your life. And then he says, then only your life will be successful. Otherwise, he says, if you make a show of devotion, then he says that Gaura dhare churi. Gaura will detect your theft. Gaura will understand that you are a thief and he will not show your mercy to you. So therefore, if we want to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Patita Pavan, we have to get free from hypocrisy. And the interesting thing is that Kali Yuga, there are two main characteristics of Kali Yuga. One is hypocrisy and another is quarrel. For hypocrisy, Mahaprabhu says that I will not accept if you are hypocrites. For quarrel, generally what happens is when one is alone, then a tendency for being hypocritical manifests, or maybe in front of others as well. But when we are together in a group of people, then it is very difficult to cooperate. Very difficult to cooperate, so quarrel. And Prabhupada gave us chanting the holy names for removing hypocrisy and for quarreling. Prabhupada said to us that if you want to show your love for me, please cooperate. During the last days of Srila Prabhupada, there was this one devotee with a lot of affection, he said to Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada, just as in Bhagavatam, there is this pastime of Puru exchanging his youth for getting the old age of Yati Maharaj, because Yati wanted to enjoy. He said, Prabhupada, I am ready to do that for you. Please take my youth and give me your old age. I am ready to die for you. Prabhupada said to him, that is very good, but your true love for me will be shown by how you cooperate with each other. So Prabhupada, even then dying for Srila Prabhupada said that cooperation is more important for me, because in his life also he had experienced how the Gaudiya Math broke into fractions and everyone having a separate matha. He tried to unite in his on the disappearance day of Srila Saraswati Thakur. He gave a very heavy speech. He said to everyone that, get up, what are you doing? Just go and follow the order of Mahaprabhu and preach. Why are you just there in your places? Don't just ring the bells. He was very, very emphatic. But then no one did anything about it. Prabhupada tried to cooperate and collaborate with his god brothers, but nothing happened. Then Prabhupada was very clear, I have to come here and establish Krishna consciousness, following the orders of Mahaprabhu. And Prabhupada was able to do in a very, very amazing way, establishing 108 centers, of which I guess only 3 were in India. Rest all of them were out of India. So 108 temples. And Prabhupada really challenged Kali Yuga. And Prabhupada would say that our temples should be like spiritual, he would say at one time, they are like spiritual oases, where you can, like a desert is there, and in desert you need water. So they are like spiritual oases. He would talk about that. Another thing also what Prabhupada would say is that our temples are like hospitals. If you are diseased, then please come to the hospital. Another thing he would say, our temples are like spiritual universities where you can get knowledge. And then he would also say that our temples are like army station, something like that, from where you can go and chase out conditioned souls. And just like he would say, book distribution is like dropping bombs in Maya's territory, to attack Maya. So Srila Prabhupada, in the age of hypocrisy, he established Krishna consciousness. And in the same way, in our life as well, we need to see if we are Krishna's agents or we are Kali's agents. It is very interesting. When Haridas Thakur was chanting somewhere in Benapol or some place, Maya Devi came herself, and Maya Devi tested Haridas Thakur. But Haridas Thakur was not affected. So Maya Devi said to him that I have bewildered everyone, right from Lord Brahma. Haridas Thakur was Brahma only. But he said, I am not able to bewilder you. And then she says that I want to get initiated now. I was previously initiated in Rama Mantra, now I want to get initiation in Krishna Mantra. And Haridas Thakur initiates Maya Devi. Krishna, Maya Dasi prema mage ithe ki vismaya. That is the verse comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Maya Dasi prema mage. What is the astonishment that Maya Dasi is begging for love? And then he says 2 things. Sadhu kripa nama vina premana janmaya. Without sadhu kripa, without devotees' mercy, and without holy name, prem or love for Godhead cannot manifest. So if we see 500 years ago, Maya Devi was initiated by Haridas Thakur. So an initiated devotee, ideally would not like to trouble other devotees in advancing in their journey in spiritual life. What Maya does is, she just makes us more sincere. But the real block in the age of Kali is Kali Yuga, is Kali personified. And Parikshit Maharaj was trying to stop this Kali from entering. But he knew that Kali Yuga has come now, so this personification of Kali will come. And when Gaudiya Math, that thing happened, everyone was wanting their own room, Ganga facing room. And Srila Saraswati Thakur said that there is fire in the Math. So in a sense, Maya was not there, but Kali was there. Kali had entered. And because Kali entered, everything was wiped away. And Prabhupada was so careful. Prabhupada said that before his leaving, he saw the Indian railway system and he established GBC. He said that you should do it in a very proper way, cooperate and do everything very nicely. He set standards so that we do not succumb to the ill effects of Kali Yuga. So an organization could succumb to the ill effects of Kali Yuga, and an individual also could succumb to the ill effects of Kali Yuga. Like there is a saying which says, Mathir Tilak, Galir Kanthi, and Hathir Mala, Kalir Chela. Like that it says. That you have worn a tilak on your forehead, you have worn a tulsi bead on your neck, and you are having a bead bag in your hand, but you are Kali's agent. If you are not acting as Krishna's agent. So in an individual's life also, Kali can enter in various ways. One of the ways in which Kali enters is when it makes us, or when we try to cause cleavage amongst devotees. Because in Kali Yuga, the thing is we have to be together and we have to cooperate. But then anything which causes cleavage between devotees, or if we are the one who is causing rift amongst devotees, we have to understand that I am acting as a Kali's agent and not Krishna's agent, because I am causing a rift in the devotee circle. Therefore Mahaprabhu in his times, he would unite the devotees. He would unite and gather all the devotees, and together they would do Sankirtan. Sankirtan meaning Samyak Rupena Kirtan. Samyak Rupena, everyone comes together and then they try to chant the holy name. Congregation. So what is the meaning of congregation? Congregation means when people unite together. And what should the unity based on? The unity should be based on true principles. The unity should be based on pleasing Krishna. The unity should be based on pleasing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If our society remains fixed on this, then we can very easily overcome the influences of the age of Kali. So this is one way in which Kali Yuga can enter. Another way in which Kali Yuga can enter is when it forces us to enter into the modes of passion and ignorance, leaving goodness. Because there is a verse which comes in the first canto, I guess first chapter. Kali Sattva Haram Pumsam. It is mentioned that Kali is, it deteriorates the Sattva from the life. It deteriorates goodness from the life. So whenever passion and ignorance are entering in our midst, that means that we are being affected by the age of Kali. So these are some things which we can see. There could be many other things which we can think of, which can make us act as Kali's agents, and rather than furthering the Krishna consciousness movement, we become a cause of stopping the movement. And therefore Prabhupada said that the greatest challenge for our society is not from outside, it is from inside. It is from inside. And we see in Srimad Bhagavatam how Lord Vishnu was pleased by Prachetas just because all of them were together. That's it. All of them were together. So when we are together, Yatra Gayanti Mad Bhakta, Prabhu was quoting that verse as well, Tatta Tishtami Narada. So when we are together glorifying Krishna, doing kirtan, Krishna becomes present there. And if Krishna is present, can there be any misfortune? Obviously not. Because Krishna Surya Sama, Maya hai Andhakar. Krishna is like the sun, Maya is like darkness. Wherever there is Krishna, there can be no Maya. And this way we have to see whether we are acting as Krishna's agents or as Kali's agents. Going ahead in the purport, here he mentions, I was just reading this purport. I could not read the purport fully in the morning, but when I was reading this, in America, one famous religious group promises its followers that they will all become the Supreme Lord in heaven. So there have been a lot of cults which have come forth. Yesterday, Jitendra Prabhu sent me a cover picture of a magazine wherein Hare Krishna movement was being described as a cult, right, of 1982. But then they disproved it, that Hare Krishna is not a cult. And there have been a lot of cults. I had made this long back. I'll just read for you some cults which have come in America, which have been very dangerous cults. There was one which was named as Heaven's Gate. It also came in the early 1970s. So it says, I'll read it for you. Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles went on a road trip across America and found a group of people they dubbed the Crew. Applewhite told his followers many things, including that he was the second coming of Jesus Christ. The end of the world was upon them and that God was an alien. He encouraged them to give away all their money and cut off contact with all their families. Cult members were put on a master cleanse diet of lemonade, cayenne pepper and maple syrup in order to get rid of sexual thoughts. 8 men volunteered to be surgically castrated. In March 1997, 39 members of Heaven's Gate donned dark outfits and matching Nike shoes. They drank vodka and ate applesauce and pudding that contained barbiturates and put plastic bags over their heads to suffocate themselves. When police officers entered their home, they found a line of bodies, each covered with purple fabric. It was one of the largest mass suicides in the history of United States. So this was one cult which had come. Another, this was named as the People's Temple. It came in 1955. Jim Jones, he founded it in Indianapolis. He grew concerned that a nuclear attack would fall on the area. So he moved his congregation to Eureka in California, which he thought would be safer. Paranoia struck again in 1977, this time born out of media attention, and Jones moved the People Temple to a settlement in Guyana, dubbed Jonestown. US Congressman Leo Rand decided to visit the People's Temple's new location in Guyana in 1978. They were very close when ISKCON was there, in order to investigate reports of abuse of members. He was shot and killed by 4 members of the People's Temple. Jones then instructed all of his followers to drink Flavor Aid laced with cyanide. Over 900 dead bodies were discovered at the settlement, including Jones, who had a bullet wound to the head. In an unsigned suicide note, one member of the cult wrote, "If nobody understands, it matters not. I am ready to die now." Darkness settles over Jonestown on its last day on earth. There was another called as Manson's family. So this Manson's family, they also came in late 1960s, early 1970s, approximately 100 followers who lived an unconventional lifestyle with habitual use of hallucinogenic drugs such as LSD. Most were young women from middle class backgrounds. Many of them were attracted by hippie culture and communal living, and radicalized by Manson's preaching. According to that group member Susan Atkins, the members of the family became convinced that Manson was a manifestation of Jesus Christ, again the same thing, and believed in his prophecies concerning an imminent apocalyptic race war. In 1969, family members Susan Atkins, Tex Watson and Patricia Krenwinkel entered the home of Hollywood actress Sharon Tate and murdered her and 4 others. Members of the Manson family also committed a number of other murders, assaults, petty crimes and thefts. So there are these people, we just saw a few examples. There could be many such cults. Yeah. You don't talk about him because he's quite famous. So, but yeah, that was again another kind of cult. Yeah. So that philosophy was from sex to super consciousness, and his idea was the more you engage in sex, you can get higher realizations in life. So there have been a lot of cults which are there in Kali Yuga, and although Kali Yuga is like a marketplace of all different bewildering religions. Prabhupada would say that if you want to get cheated, cheaters are there. So we are actually so fortunate that amongst all such misleading, not all are misleading, but there are quite a few, all those misleading organizations, we happen to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada saved us. So we are so fortunate that we have come at the right place. And we have the chance to get to the right goal. We have the chance to perfect our life in this very life. Just the thing is that we have to be assured of is we should not act as Kali's agents, but we should act as Krishna's agents. And even if you are fallen, there is no problem in that. Mahaprabhu says, don't worry if you are fallen, I will deliver you. But if we tend towards hypocrisy, if we tend towards following Kali Yuga, then it will become very difficult. And then Bahu Janma Kare Jadi Shravana Kirtan Tabe To Na Paye Krishna Pade Premathan. Many lifetimes we may be chanting, hearing, it will be difficult to attain Krishna's mercy. So I'll pause here. Any thoughts or reflections? Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitaya Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.